What if I told you there was a shepherd so clever that he outwitted death itself? That's right, this is the untold story of Zikri, the forgotten shepherd of Bethlehem. While others ran from danger, Zikri faced it with a smirk and a staff. But what happens when the ultimate gamble goes wrong? You've never heard a Bible story quite like this. Before we dive into this story, hit that subscribe button and buckle up for a tale straight from the Bible, one you've likely never heard before. Get ready to uncover secrets and wonders that will leave you speechless. Our story begins in the hills of Bethlehem, where young Zikri tends his sheep by night. Unlike David, his psalms weren't quite heavenly. He was more interested in tales of trickery and riddles, earning him the nickname the Clever Shepherd. He loved his sheep, but he loved outsmarting people even more. One fateful evening, as the moon cast an eerie glow over the fields, Zikri heard a rustling in the bushes. Thinking it was a predator, he raised his staff. But instead of a lion or a wolf, a tall, shadowy figure emerged. Its voice was cold as winter. "I am the messenger of death, and tonight your name is written in my book." Talk about a bad night shift. Zikri, not one to panic, quickly responded, "Well, if you're taking me, at least let me die a legend. One final challenge, a contest of wit. If I win, you leave me be. If I lose, I'm yours." Death, intrigued by the shepherd's audacity, agreed. After all, how could a mortal outwit the inevitable? The two sat under an ancient olive tree, illuminated by moonlight. Zikri proposed a riddle. "I have a flock you cannot count, yet they follow where I lead. What am I?" Death pondered, tapping its bony fingers on the earth, but Zikri already had his answer: the stars. Death conceded the first round, but it was far from over. Suspenseful, isn't it? For the second challenge, Zikri pointed to the flock grazing nearby and said, "If you can count my sheep without missing one, I'll go willingly." Death, confident in its eternal powers, began counting, but Zikri, the rascal, secretly moved some sheep behind a hill. When Death finished, Zikri grinned. "You missed 3. The shadowy figure hissed in frustration but allowed the shepherd to live another day. But here's where the story takes a twist. As Death departed, it left a chilling warning: "You cannot trick me forever. Next time, your wit will fail, and I will return." Zikri laughed it off, but deep inside, he knew he'd just bought himself a bit of time. Months passed, and Zikri told everyone about his victory over death, earning him fame throughout Bethlehem. But fame has its price. People began to avoid him, whispering that anyone who stayed near Zikri might attract death's wrath. Even his flock seemed uneasy, scattering at the faintest sound of wind. One stormy night, Zikri found himself alone in his tent when death reappeared. This time, it didn't speak in riddles. "Your cleverness has run its course. But I offer you a choice. Come willingly, or do one final act of mercy and your name will be erased from my book." Zikri, trembling, asked, "What must I do?" Death pointed to a distant village where famine had struck. "Deliver your flock to feed the hungry. Save them, and you will live." The shepherd, humbled, agreed, realizing that his true legacy wasn't in tricks but in sacrifice. Zikri drove his flock through the storm, arriving at the village just as dawn broke. The people, weak and desperate, wept with joy as the shepherd offered everything he had. When the last sheep was given, Zikri collapsed from exhaustion. But death did not take him. Instead, it vanished into the morning mist. From that day, Zikri became a legend, not for his wit, but for his heart. His story reminds us that even the cleverest among us must one day face the inevitable, but how we face it is what defines us. And in the hills of Bethlehem, the stars still shine as if to honor the shepherd who outwitted death not with riddles but with love. If this untold Bible story intrigued you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more hidden tales of faith, courage, and redemption. Comment below, what would you do if you met death in the middle of the night? See you next time.